Now, let's take a different look at the concept of security. I'm going to close up my files here by selecting or clicking the Go Away button, and I'm not going to save them. We're going to come back into this budget document, and we're going to talk again about the concept of changing a document. Remember, I said that you can use the tools in Acrobat to change a document, and that can have disastrous results. You can password protect a document to prevent that, but what if somebody has a Cray supercomputer sitting around and a few extra years in a time machine? If they can get into the document and make a change to the document, how can you know that? And you can by using digital signature and certification technology that's also built into Acrobat. Let's take a look at that. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to sign this document because I want you to see what happens to a document once it becomes signed. Now, at its heart, the signature concept is just a way to put your mark on a document. I'll select Sign, Place Signature. Acrobat will give me a little bit of instruction using your mouse. Click and drag to draw the area where you would like the signature to appear. I'll click OK, and then down in this lower right-hand corner, I'll click and drag. Now, the act of signing the document isn't what I just did. The act of signing the document is what I'm about to do. Remember that I built a digital ID into Acrobat. That digital ID essentially becomes my mark, except that to access the digital ID, I need to enter a password. That's the password that I built into the digital ID in the first place. Now, if I type the wrong ID into this Sign Document dialog box, Acrobat's not going to allow me to continue. I've typed the correct password, so I'll click Sign. What Acrobat's asking me to do right now is to save the document, and I'm going to put it onto the desktop. The document, once saved, will become essentially locked. Now, I can make changes to the document after the fact because I haven't set it up so that that's not possible. But I want to show you what happens should you try. I'll click Save, and because there's another version of the document called Budget there, I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. That's from the earlier topic. So what I'm going to do is, first I'll take the Zoom tool, and I'm going to zoom in on this petty cash amount because it's something that I want to change. I'll select the Advanced Editing Touch-Up Text tool, and let me give myself $4,000 in petty cash. And there, I've made a change to the document. Now, if you think about this, I just signed a document, and then I went in and gave myself some more money. That could be a conflict. Let me do this. I'm going to zoom out, and I want to show you how Acrobat handles this because a signature on a document needs to do two things. It needs to unambiguously point to a particular individual, in this case me, and the document itself is something that can't be repudiated, meaning that I can't come back after the fact and say, oh, that's not what I signed. There was a 1 there when I signed the document. Acrobat signature technology is pretty unique in that when you sign a document and you save it, any change you make to the document after the fact doesn't actually become a part of the document. In the file structure, it's appended to the document. Now, what does all that mean? Well, first off, notice that my signature no longer has a check mark. It now has a question mark. That means that the signature can't be validated as is. To check this out, I'm going to go to the Signature panel. I'm going to expand it so that we can read it. And it says that the signature validity is unknown. What that's saying is that there's something about this signature that Acrobat is unsure about. Let's find out what. I'm going to select Options, Validate All Signatures, or I can select a particular signature and choose Validate That Signature. And it's telling me that the signature is valid, but you notice that there's a yield sign with an exclamation point and that there have been subsequent changes to the document. I'll click Close. What I need to know is what's happening here. As a part of the process of working with signatures, if someone is trying to mess around with my PDF files, I need to know that. And so I can find that out by selecting Options, Compare Signed Version to Current Version. Acrobat is actually going to generate a second document that compares the two documents side by side. And here they are. Now it tells me that there is one page that differs, and I'll scroll down. Now this is only a one-page document, so that's not too much of a surprise. However, if you look carefully, and I'll take the zoom tool so that we can see it, there is a magenta hexagon around the number 1. This is the original document. If I scroll directly to the side, to the other version of the document, the current version, there is a magenta hexagon indicating that there is a 4 there. Now, at this point in a real document workflow, obviously we've got some sort of a problem here with somebody trying to change some numbers. I would need to do some investigation to find out who it is, and this document, as it is, would become invalid.